Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Human beings, yes, we are going to go back and look at fitna. Fitna in Islam, it's a forbidden practice. Either in Islam or in any other belief you may kind of whatever, fitna is a very, very deadly thing for any human beings to engage in acts or practices of fitna towards any other living creations. Fitna is when you either what we call physical mutilation of others and psychological mutilation of others. These practices involves mutilating someone's body, spilling of blood. Psychological does the same thing. That is when men are kind of become totally intoxicated with dirty theologies of racism, theologies of hate, theologies of desecration of every beauty and genetic structure of life in human beings as well as other creations, as well as the environment. That is when men engage in adulteration of what for millennia men used to call food, sustenance, complementary sustenance of foods and what have you. But because of practices of fitna, through curriculums and disinformation and whatever, men end up and say, here we can make a chicken grow in 4 weeks. A chicken is a living, independent being or creation, which if you are to put a chicken to leave it to do what we call free range, a chicken only comes to your compound, to your what you call your compound or your family compound or whatever, not because you have forced it to. No, it doesn't have to. It comes there as a celestial Islamic obligation to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you as a human being. So does all that surrounds whatever you have on your farm. They do come to say, we are on this patch of land to present our obligation to you as human beings, as to make you understand that Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion. For instance, me as an orchard, an apple tree, on what you men call your farm or your land or whatever, I'm there, not as that you own me, because when the rain comes, it's not you as a human being that presents or brings that rain. Me as a host, I can easily roam the wilderness of any whatever, and I'll be able to gather what I have to eat without asking you human beings, what am I going to eat? Can I have a cup of what? A cup of tea from a human being? For what? Me, I'm a horse now, let's say. So with that, men and women, it's very, very important that the contribution you apply in your daily lives, in your what you call your existence on this planet, does not take you into conflict and confrontations, either with the environment or your societies. Because every other living creation on Mother Planet Earth a horse, a chicken, a pig, or you name it, dog, whatever. The religion of those creations is Islam. In one way or the other, they have an article that says they are entitled to live on this planet the same way you as a so-called human being, you're entitled to. They're entitled to peace, security, and harmony. And on their side, the chicken comes to your compound on two bear witness. There is no day to worth of worship except Allah, because the chicken will not wake up and say, "You say you own me. You say I'm your chicken. Can you give me a ton of tea that I can drink?" You will not have that, will you? If you have to let it do its free range through for its reason, it will be very happy. It will be very happy. In return, it will come and provide an egg which you can give to children. Or you eat the egg yourself. So that way, always men have kind of looked at other creations in terms of disrespect, because men deviated and they thought we own this, we own that. That brought about what you call confrontations, in which even Mother Nature, men went into conflict and confrontation with Mother Nature, the environment. The environment, can you imagine? The environment which has looked after every ancestor of human being of modern time. But human, you said, no, we are intelligent. I am an engineer, a nuclear, an atomic, whatever engineer. I'm going to manufacture a weapon, a nuclear warhead, and test it on the environment. Forgetting that my daughter, who she will need some potatoes to eat. What if, but I like the mesmerizing explosion of my invasion of a nuclear warhead. I said, that's when you are sick. That's when men and women are sick. Why? Because they lost it. They ventured in the world of because you can only be in a state where you find pleasure and what you call pleasure and whatever, deriving pleasure from the psychological and physical mutilation of others. That's when you explore the mesmerizing, you want the mesmerizing whatever of a nuclear explosion. Forgetting that the tree, which gets water from Allah, it can provide a fruit, like an orchard tree. It can provide wood, which you can use for building your house. It's also, it provides houses for birds, insects. So when you say, I'm intelligent, I went to Harvard University, I went to Yale University, I went to Oxford University, I'm a professor, I can manufacture atomic weapon, and that I call a nuclear weapon, and I can explode it either in the sea or in the open land, underground nuclear test. That's when you are under the influence of alcohol, wallowing in the foolishness and whatever, drowned in the unconsciousness state. I said to you, men, just to remind you, you are all Muslims. The orchard in your whatever is religion is Islam. The flowers, the tulips, flowers, is religion is Islam. And so on and so on. If you are to enjoy the tulips or the roses, whatever, the same way, a bee which collects honey so that you can taste the beauty of honey, its religion is Islam. If you are to explode or whatever, detonate and test a nuclear weapon on those flowers, maybe there will be no honey. And to that, I classify that as terrorism to the environment.